Gang Yucio stares at the path ahead, blood on his hands and eyes burning red, realizing that every step he takes could either secure vengeance for his fallen comrades or leave him crippled and alone. An injured ally limps beside him, barely holding on to consciousness, and the clock of survival ticks relentlessly. This is no longer a simple mission. Failure here could cost limbs, life, or the chance to confront the ultimate villain. The tension is sharp, unforgiving, and every decision pulses with the weight of mortality. Before we dive in, heads up, this is a full spoiler recap of the latest chapters. Gang Yucio, once bound by his vow never to kill, has broken that oath after his brother was murdered, stepping into Ruculus as the executioner. Now, his world revolves around eliminating the worst of the villains, navigating deadly prisons, twisted political machinations, and powers that challenge the very concept of time and control. Watch closely as alliances shift, strategies collide, and the line between heroism and outlaw becomes indistinct. Gang Yu, bloodied but relentless, already knows where his target is. A wounded man lies nearby, his right arm crippled unless immediately treated, yet the injured acknowledges what must be done. An older man watches, asking questions that go unanswered because the outcome is already accepted by those involved. As a purple portal tears open the fabric of reality, the hooded lich appears, addressing familiar faces with a chilling detachment, reminding everyone that obedience sometimes outweighs personal choice. Merlinia Spieltype emerges, her long red hair and rigid posture imposing a strict condition. Only calculated action is allowed. The portal's glow casts doubt, fear, and a silent promise of conflict, setting the stage for decisions that carry consequences far beyond the immediate fight. Inside the tense council, political lines blur. The red-haired woman frames judgment around justice, but Utopia pushes back, insisting that vengeance masquerading as justice is dangerous. Lipus warns against personal vendettas, but Utopia insists criminals cannot be forgiven lightly. Every word in this exchange amplifies the stakes. A wrong move here risks political chaos and may empower those they aim to control. Members shift uneasily, noting that public opinion and latent support can sway dangerously fast. The air is thick with distrust, hidden agendas, and the looming threat of forceful action should debate fail. Decisions made now will ripple through the corridors of power, affecting heroes, villains, and every bystander in between. Gang Yu moves with lethal precision, but every step into the operation feels like stepping into a trap. Observers, both known and unknown, track his moves, testing reactions, seeking weaknesses. Instructions are clear. Every action has consequence, and the environment itself conspires to punish miscalculations. The president-like figure enforces an invisible pressure, tethering both leader and agent to a shared expectation of performance. Yet, even amidst calculated chaos, Gang Yu's instincts guide him past the immediate threats, balancing the fine line between strategic patience and decisive aggression. This tower, literal and metaphorical, closes behind him, forcing commitment to a path from which retreat carries its own peril. The election for the Hero Association chairman becomes a spectacle, drawing scrutiny from media, insiders, and factions alike. Utopia's announcement ignites debate over strategy, morality, and leadership potential, while Lipus and Medius navigate the minefield of public perception and personal conviction. Every candidate's support base is calculated and recalculated, and uncertainty hangs over alliances. News broadcasts shift the narrative in real time, and minor missteps threaten reputations. Decisions here are not abstract. They dictate who holds influence, who gains trust, and whose plans survive the relentless grind of politics and heroism colliding. Each conversation carries weight, and each strategy may trigger unforeseen consequences. Gang Yu, relentless and singular in purpose, is observed by allies and rivals alike. Discussions in darkened strategy rooms speculate on his next move, trying to predict patterns to contain what seems uncontainable. Officials debate how much to interfere and how much to watch, balancing the risk of overreach against the necessity of oversight. Each observation layers tension, If he succeeds, power shifts dramatically. If he fails, chaos may erupt. Tracking him becomes both a tactical necessity and a moral puzzle, as his actions blur the line between enforcement, vengeance, and survival. Every step Gang Yu takes tightens the web around him, while also stretching it toward unexpected possibilities. Inside the formal debate chamber, tension builds. Candidates measure every word as media scrutiny intensifies, and the first round leaves officials questioning assumptions, alliances, and the logic of their previous judgments. Mago's defeat of Gang Yu shifts perception, sending ripples of uncertainty through the room. Observers analyze reactions, calculating which moves are bold, which are reckless. Trust becomes currency, and every declaration is dissected for motive. Red-haired strategists and blue-haired analysts weigh gut instinct against political expediency, evaluating how old decisions resonate with current events. The chamber becomes a crucible, burning away hesitation, exposing true intentions, and forcing rapid alignment or confrontation. The next phase promises sharper conflict and higher stakes, demanding precision, courage, and adaptability. A discussion reveals the existence of a girl capable of rewinding time, but with strict limitations. She cannot reverse her own injuries. Experts examine how such powers function in modern society, acknowledging the chaos a single misstep could unleash. Medius, also a time manipulator, observes calmly, noting both potential and vulnerability. The knowledge spreads tension. Opponents realize conventional strategies may fail, allies reconsider risk, and the girl herself stands as a focal point of uncertainty. Each character recalibrates actions, alliances shift subtly, and the battlefield, political and literal, is now defined as much by unseen powers as by conventional strategy. This revelation sets up a game where timing, foresight, and audacity define survival. Medius broadcasts a public statement, leveraging information gathered through his time-reversing ability to outmaneuver competitors and sway opinion. Officials react in disbelief as the strategy unfolds, revealing how foresight transforms debates into contests of inevitability. Candidates weigh his proposal against established rules and the expectations of fairness, struggling to adapt to an opponent who has already played the possible outcomes. Reactions vary, some trust, some fear, some plot countermoves, but all recognize that the game has shifted. The atmosphere thickens as public perception, calculated risk, and the potential for dramatic failure intertwine, leaving everyone anticipating the next reveal, the next move, and the inevitable consequences of delayed action. The debate intensifies, with Utopia challenging Medius' proposals and the morality of leveraging abilities for advantage. Arguments over fairness, preparation, and the limits of power escalate, forcing everyone to assess what they are willing to risk. Medius turns every question into a test of resolve, exposing weaknesses and compelling counterarguments. Observers note the tension between ambition and ethical constraint, between calculated moves and impulsive reaction. Each response not only affects immediate debate outcomes but also ripples into broader political and heroic spheres, creating a landscape where trust is fragile, perception is decisive, and even a single misjudgment can trigger cascading crises. After the debate, Medius consolidates his position, revealing the audacity of his plan. He can use his time-resetting ability to gamble with outcomes, potentially securing victory while mitigating failure. Utopia acknowledges a missed opportunity to understand him sooner, and insiders realize that even failure may be reversible. Discussions revolve around risk, responsibility, and the ethics of manipulating events, while Medius calmly outlines the path to victory, built on trust, foresight, and strategic calculation. His actions transform the narrative, making allies and adversaries alike reconsider the stakes, the rules, and the very definition of what it means to win or lose in this high-powered world. The story leaves us at a pivotal moment. Heroes are cast as outlaws, powers shift the rules of engagement, and political machinations redefine alliances. Gang Yu's choices ripple outward, influencing both immediate survival and the broader contest for leadership and control. Medius' use of time manipulation demonstrates that foresight and calculated risk can outweigh brute force, but it also highlights the ethical tensions of predetermining outcomes. Observers and participants alike are forced to evaluate loyalty, trust, and moral boundaries. The world is a volatile balance of power, where each decision may carry unforeseen consequences, and the next phase promises even higher stakes and unpredictable challenges. If you enjoyed this recap, subscribe for the next episode breakdown where strategies, powers, and betrayals collide. Stay tuned, because the stakes are only climbing, and you won't want to miss what happens next in The Executioner.